So in the 90s, people love this era the most, and it gets recycled quite often. But in this decade, there was a lot more black-owned businesses, brands like Carl Kanai, Walkerwear, and Cross Colors. Plus, there was a lot more media attention in the black community, in movies, television, and a lot of brands got their clothing out to many artists like Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Will Smith, Denzel Washington, and TV stars to wear so that they can get exposure. Hip hop had a lot to do with this. If you look at shows like Yo MTV Raps and BET, there's a lot of influences that hip hop had in the way people dressed in the 90s. Also, groups, R&B groups that is, like Jodeci and Boyz II Men had a lot to do with it, but with Jodeci in particular, because of the great Misa Hilton, made R&B a little bit more rugged in the way they dressed on stage and off stage on red carpet events. The black community also helped out a lot of prep brands like Tommy Hilfiger and helped him become more popular in the 90s. Obviously, you guys know Aaliyah, Destiny Child, a Q-Tip from A Tribe Called Quest, and many more. Same with Versace and Coogee because of Biggie and Tupac, Perry Ellis and Polo because of the Wu-Tang Clan, and so many more brands. Most silhouettes were baggy, which is what you're seeing now in fashion today. And they had different materials at the time as well. In that decade, they changed it a lot. You'll find in the early 90s, it was a lot more brighter, and they tucked in their shirt a little bit more. And in the mid 90s, which grunge also helped this out, but it got a little bit more darker. But with the West Coast, people were starting to wear flannels more often. And then the late 90s, it was more darker. The silhouettes were a little bit more clean, in my opinion, and they used different materials as far as like more pleather and like shinier colors as well. This was all dependent upon where you are in the country because each coast was different. So people in Georgia dressed different than people who were in California, and people in New York dress different from people from Philly. So it's all depending upon where you are in the country.